Good morning, y'all. My name is Frank. Welcome back to the channel. It's Tuesday morning, 9 o'clock. I just dropped Mercy off at daycare. So, she stood over last night, which was absolutely awesome. She stood over by herself. Major had wrestling, and Rachel don't get home from work until like 8:30. So I just, as Rachel, I said, you might as well leave her here. Like, what's the use of taking? And then she has to leave back out to work, at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. So I was just like, yo, why don't you just leave her here? No use in having, your mom take care of her. So and I've always been like this, even while we, were together. I feel as if I'm home and I'm available, I should have my kids, right? They shouldn't be at someplace else. And I'm not talking about like a daycare or maybe we need a break, not that stuff. I'm talking about just like on a normal sort of basis, right? Like I shouldn't be at home hanging out, laying in the bed and having somebody else watch my child. I was just always like that. As soon as I would get off work, even though there was plenty of times I wanted to just go home and relax and go to sleep or just have some quiet time, I felt, no, I need to go pick up my kids, right? So, and now even more so, right? Now even more so because I know um all the little things that I took for granted before. Listen, before Mercy always asked me, Dad, will you play with me? Will you draw with me? Can I play doctor with you? And I'd always play with her, right? But I would sort of be in a rush to get it done, right? Because I'd be like, all right, I want to do this, I want to do that. Maybe I just needed some quiet time, you know. Then I started to realize over the past couple months how much that I took that for granted, right? Because I don't have it now. So I made it a point and I told myself, um, I'll never do that again. I'll never take that for granted. I just took for granted that when I come home, my family would always be there. And that's not the case. That's not the way it is. So I told myself I'll never take that stuff for granted. If she wants to play babies and she wants to make pretend she's the doctor and give me a million shots, so be it. And that's what we've been doing. Um, I'll tell her because I also don't want her to think that she gets everything her way. So I tell her a balance. I'll be like, okay, we'll set a timer for 15 minutes, things like that. Um, and it's been working, it's been working. And it just, man, listen to me. It feels so good to have them. Like so good. You don't understand. It just feels very good to have them. And then it also makes me be like, man, how could their mother throw all this away? Right? Like how the fuck that shit just baffles me. To be like, how could you just throw all this away? You know, it's very hurtful. It's confusing. Because I just don't get it. Still, man, I just don't get it. And I say this time after time. I feel like I'm in a fucking horrible dream that I know I'm not going to wake up from. Right? But I'm trying to accept. And then I'm also like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to fight for my marriage? But it's like I've been the only one fighting for the past 2 years, you know, and I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted of fighting, right? I don't know. I don't know. And then even in my head, I'll be like, maybe this is the same as her going to her mom's house all the other times that she would do it. Even though I know that's not the case, right? But that's what I'll think. It's just very crazy. So next Wednesday's Christmas, and I've been doing my Christmas shopping, and throughout the course of all this, um, I was like, I know when they're at Rachel's mom's house, they don't have their own space, right? And I was like, you know what? The space that they do have at the house, I need to make it awesome for them, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna redo both of their bedrooms. And Major has always had his room, right? Mercy, not so much because she slept in the bed with us. Uh, but I told her, I said, I'm gonna make your bedroom and hook it up nice. For me, she can sleep in the bed with me as long as she likes. I don't have no problem with that. Um, but I know it's best to get her in her room sooner than later, right? So I'm gonna hook their rooms up. I have a couple appointments this morning, then I have a couple hours break. I'm gonna hook their rooms up. Um, and head to the house and figure out how to do this. Can't be too hard, right? Uh, yeah, it can't be too hard. Um, Major's bedroom, I just need to go in and you know organize for him a little bit because it's the typical 10-year-old's bedroom. Um, and then Mercy's room, we're just gonna start from scratch. We're gonna hook up her room, make it a little princess spot, little spot she could play at, little spot so she has her bed, and just hook it up for her, make it a nice little room for a little girl. Because Mercy said something the other day. So Rachel's mom, they call her Nana, and she said, "We're taking over Nana's house." And I said, "Well, what do you mean?" She said, "Well, my mom said we're taking over Nana's house." And listen, one thing I know is that Rachel's mom, as a woman, she wants her own house. She likes things nice and quiet, and she had that for the past 10 years, and then now it's gone. Now, her as a grandmother, I'm sure she loves being around her grandchildren, but she's a little older, um, set in her ways, like we all are, right? And a disrupt to that probably isn't the best for her. Um, and even like this is stuff that I find myself doing. I'm having so much consideration for this woman, and yeah, I don't exist to her, right? But regardless, that doesn't change the way I love her, you know. Um, and if there would ever be anything that she would be in need of, or anything, um, 100%, I would be of assistance because I love her, and I don't think the way that she views me or anything like that, you know, should change that. And I know everybody's probably like, you're stupid, somebody treats you like shit, or acts like you don't exist. You need to start doing the same for them. And I know that's one of my many faults. you know. But I let very few people into my like little space, right? Very, very few. So when I do, it's very, very, very hard for me to let them out. And I think other people just don't see it like that. I think, and I guess that's fine, right? Guess that's fine. Just hate this shit. I hate it. Feel like I'm in this fucking horrible dream. And I'm just never gonna wake up from it. It's just gonna continue to be this fucking horrible, horrible dream that's filled with a whole bunch of hurt, regret, everything. Everything. But thank you guys. I hope you guys have a blessed week. Getting ready for Christmas and the holidays, and man, treasure your family. Anybody out there, y'all going through some bullshit with a loved one or, with your significant other, man, fix that shit. There's no reason that y'all can't be like, you know what, today, let's just forget about everything and let's move forward. I forgive you. I'm sorry. I apologize. I accept your apologize. Forgive me, and let's just move forward, right? Do that before it's too late. Do that before it's too late, man. All right. Remember to be kind, loving, and patient. Have a blessed day, y'all.